you will emerge stronger, sharper, and more valuable than ever before. You must decide, will you let your pain be the reason you stop, or will you let it be the reason you go harder than ever before? The choice is yours. You cannot change the past. You cannot erase what happened, but you can choose what to do with it. Let the pain remind you of your worth. Let it push you beyond your limits. Let it fuel you to become someone so powerful that no amount of hurt can ever shake you again. There is no strength without struggle, no growth without challenge, no victory without battle. You were not meant to stay broken, you were meant to rise. The fire inside you is far greater than the storm around you. And once you learn to use your hurt as fuel, there will be nothing that can stop you. Forgiveness is not weakness. It is the ultimate power. The ability to release the weight of anger, betrayal, and resentment is not about letting the other person walk free. It is about setting yourself free. But here's where most people get it wrong. Forgiveness does not mean forgetting. It does not mean allowing the same wound to be inflicted again and again. It means learning, evolving, and rising above while never letting history repeat itself. People will hurt you. Some will lie to you, some will betray you, some will leave when you need them the most. And when this happens, the first instinct is to hold on to the pain, to seek revenge, to replay the betrayal in your mind over and over again. But here's the truth. Holding on to that pain does not punish them. It punishes you. It is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to suffer. Think of a great warrior. A warrior does not waste their energy on battles that do not serve them. They choose their fights wisely. Forgiveness is the warrior's way of saying, I will not let your darkness consume my light. It is not about being naive. It is about being wise. It is about looking at what happened, understanding the lesson, and then moving forward with a heart that is strong, not heavy. Some people will tell you to forgive and forget, but that is not true wisdom. Forgetting means erasing the lesson. And if you erase the lesson, you are bound to make the same mistake again. When someone betrays you, do not erase the memory. Keep it as a lesson, keep it as a reminder, but do not carry the pain of it in your heart. Pain turns into poison when it is held onto for too long. Imagine you are carrying a heavy stone in your hands. This stone represents your anger, your resentment, your pain. Now imagine walking with it every single day, everywhere you go. The weight of it slows you down, it drains your energy. It keeps you from reaching your full potential. But the moment you decide to drop it, you feel lighter, you feel free. This is what true forgiveness does. It releases the weight, but it does not erase the memory of why you picked up the stone in the first place. You might ask, why should I forgive someone who doesn't even deserve it? The answer is simple, because you deserve peace. Forgiveness is not a favor to them. It is a gift to yourself. It is choosing to move forward without allowing someone else's actions to hold you hostage. But here's the catch. You do not have to let them back into your life. You do not have to trust them again. You do not have to give them another chance to hurt you. You simply choose to release the anger so it no longer controls you. Think about fire. If someone burns you once, you do not put your hand back into the flames. But you also do not spend your life fearing fire. Instead, you learn how to use it wisely. That is what true forgiveness is. It is wisdom. It is power. It is saying, I see what you did. I acknowledge the pain, but I will not allow it to define me. Some of the strongest people in history have faced betrayals that could have destroyed them, but they refused to let it consume them. They used it as fuel to become unstoppable. They did not let anger and revenge control their story. Instead, they mastered the art of forgiveness without forgetting. They turned their wounds into wisdom, their pain into power. You see, when you hold on to resentment, you're still chained to the past. You are still connected to the person who hurt you. But when you forgive, you break the chain. You take back control. And when you do this, something incredible happens. The person who hurt you no longer has power over you. They no longer take up space in your mind. They no longer control your emotions. You reclaim your freedom. Forgiveness does not mean weakness. It does not mean accepting mistreatment. It does not mean lowering your standards. It means rising above. It means saying, I refuse to let this pain define me. It means learning from the past, guarding your heart, and walking forward with strength. The past is a lesson, not a prison. You do not erase the pain, but you do not let it consume you either. Imagine a person walking with a bag full of stones, each one representing a grudge, a betrayal, an old wound. With every step, they grow more exhausted, the weight becomes unbearable. But the moment they decide to let go, to drop the bag, they feel lighter. They move faster, they regain their strength. This is what happens when you forgive. You drop the weight, but you keep the wisdom. This is the ultimate power, to release without erasing, to move forward without being blind, to heal without forgetting the lesson, to forgive without forgetting. There is a difference between making noise and making an impact. The world is filled with people who shout, who argue, who try to prove their worth by being the loudest in the room. But true power, real influence, does not come from raising your voice. It comes from raising your value. When you become a person of value, you do not have to demand respect. You command it. Think about the most powerful people in history. They did not waste their breath arguing with small minds. They did not scream for attention. They built their worth so high that the world had no choice but to listen. A lion does not have to prove that it is a lion. It simply walks, and the jungle takes notice. When you focus on becoming someone of depth, of wisdom, of strength, your presence speaks louder than any words ever could. In life, you will meet people who provoke you. They will insult you, challenge you, try to drag you into meaningless battles. But here's the truth. When you argue with a fool from a distance, no one can tell the difference. Instead of engaging in every fight, step back and ask yourself, is this worth my energy? Will this add to my life or drain me? Most of the time, the answer is clear. You do not need to respond to everything. Not every insult needs a reaction. Not every challenge deserves your attention. There is a story of a great master who was once insulted in front of a large crowd. His disciple expected him to react, to defend himself, but instead the master smiled and remained silent. Later the disciple asked, "Why did you not respond?" The master said, "If someone offers you a gift, but you do not accept it, who does it belong to?" The disciple replied, "To the one who offered it." The master nodded and said, "The same is true for anger, insults, and hatred. If you do not accept them, they do not belong to you." This is wisdom. This is power. The ability to stay composed when others expect you to explode. The ability to stay silent when people expect a reaction. The ability to show your strength not through aggression, but through restraint. In relationships, in work, in everyday life, you will encounter situations where people will try to provoke you. A rude comment, a disrespectful action, a betrayal. And in those moments, you will feel the urge to retaliate, to prove yourself, to fight back. But ask yourself, what do I gain from this? Will this fight elevate me, or will it only drain my energy? A true king or queen does not get off their throne to chase every barking dog. They stay seated in their power. If someone underestimates you, let them. If someone disrespects you, let your success be your answer. If someone tries to belittle you, let your actions speak so loudly that their words become irrelevant. The greatest revenge is not anger, it is elevation. It is proving to yourself, not to them, that you are beyond their level. Look at the most successful people in the world. They do not argue with critics. They do not waste their time proving their worth to those who refuse to see it. They invest their energy in growth, in progress, in becoming the best version of themselves. When you do this, you become untouchable. No insult can shake you. No negativity can bring you down. You rise above, not by fighting, but by evolving. Every second you waste in anger is a second you could have spent building yourself. Every moment spent in arguments is a moment that could have been used to improve, to learn, to create. Your energy is your currency. Spend it wisely. Do not invest in battles that do not serve you. Think about a diamond. It does not argue with those who cannot see its worth. It does not lower itself to prove its value. It simply shines. And those who recognize its brilliance are drawn to it. Be like the diamond. Work on yourself so much, grow so deeply that your worth becomes undeniable. then you will never need to raise your voice. Your value will do all the talking. There is a silent power in walking away, a power that many do not understand. People think strength is about endurance, how long you can fight, how much you can take, how deeply you can hold on. But the highest form of strength is knowing when to let go. When something no longer serves you, when a situation is draining your soul instead of uplifting it. The most powerful thing you can do is walk away with your head held high. Think about this. Have you ever seen a river try to flow backward? Have you ever seen the sun beg to shine on a place that refuses to receive its light? No. Because nature understands something most people don't. What is meant to flow forward will never force itself to stay where it does not belong. And yet humans do the opposite. We hold on. We stay in relationships that break us. We fight for people who do not fight for us. We stay in jobs that suffocate our spirit. Why? Because we fear the unknown. Because we believe that letting go is losing. But in reality, walking away is not a loss. It is a win for your soul. Imagine this. You are holding on to a rope. At first it feels like security, like stability. But then the rope starts burning your hands. It starts cutting into your skin. It starts hurting you. And yet you refuse to let go. You tell yourself, maybe if I hold on a little longer, the pain will stop. But does it? No, it only gets worse. Until one day, your hands are bleeding, your strength is gone, and you are forced to let go. Now, what if you had let go earlier? What if instead of enduring pain that was never meant for you, you had released the rope and freed yourself? Life is like that. Some people, some situations, some places, they are the burning rope. And you must have the wisdom to know when to loosen your grip. Staying in a place that no longer nurtures your growth is like trying to breathe in a room with no oxygen. You can try to endure it, but eventually you will suffocate. People often say, but I have invested so much time, so many years, so much love, how can I walk away now? The answer is simple. Because what you have already invested should not determine your future suffering. If you are in a toxic relationship, if you are in a job that kills your dreams, if you are surrounded by people who drain you instead of uplift you, ask yourself, what am I really holding on to? Is it love or is it fear? Is it stability or is it an illusion? Because true love does not make you beg. True purpose does not make you suffer. True belonging does not require you to shrink yourself. There is a reason why doors close. There is a reason why certain paths become dark. The universe, life, whatever you believe in, it is always showing you when it is time to move on. But the question is, will you listen? Or will you keep knocking on doors that have already locked themselves? Think of a queen. She does not sit at a table where she is not respected. She does not beg for a seat among people who do not see her worth. She does not stay where she is tolerated instead of celebrated, and neither should you. When you walk away from what no longer serves you, you do not lose. You make space for something greater. Imagine a person begging someone to stay, pleading, crying, holding on to someone who clearly does not want to be there. What does that do? It destroys self-respect. It lowers your worth. But now imagine someone who, when disrespected, simply stands up and leaves. No drama, no shouting, just quiet, graceful exit. That is power, that is dignity, that is strength. You must teach people how to treat you by what you allow. If you allow disrespect, they will continue to disrespect you. If you allow pain, they will keep hurting you. If you stay where you are unappreciated, they will take you for granted. But the moment you walk away, the moment you show that you value yourself too much to stay where you are not valued, that is the moment they realize your worth. There are people who will only respect you once they see they can no longer have access to you. There are situations that will only become clear once you have distanced yourself from them. Sometimes the best way to teach someone a lesson is not by fighting, not by explaining, but by leaving. Let them feel your absence. Let them realize that you were not just another option, but a privilege they lost. Do not waste years trying to fix what is already broken. Do not waste your energy trying to convince people to see your worth. Those who truly see you, those who truly value you, will never put you in a position where you have to question your place in their life. If someone does not appreciate you, leave with grace. If a situation no longer brings you joy, walk away with wisdom. If you feel like you are forcing yourself to stay, take a step back and ask, why? The moment you learn to walk away, the moment you choose yourself over unnecessary suffering, that is the moment you set yourself free. Life is a constant storm. One moment the sun is shining and everything feels perfect. The next moment dark clouds roll in and chaos erupts. People betray you, circumstances change, and emotions rise like wild waves. But the secret to true power is not in controlling the storm. It is in learning how to stand still in the middle of it. Most people are like a candle in the wind. Every small gust of negativity, every harsh word, every unexpected difficulty shakes them, breaks them, extinguishes their inner light. But the ones who truly master life, the ones who move through this world with unshakable strength, are those who have built a fire within that no storm can put out. They do not seek balance from the outside world. They create it within themselves. Imagine this. Two people are walking through the same storm. One is panicking, running, trying to escape, screaming at the sky for being unfair. The other stands firm, calm, accepting that the storm is here, but knowing that it too shall pass. The storm does not make the second person suffer because he does not fight it. He lets it be, and in that stillness, he finds his peace. Which one are you? Look at your life. How many times have you let external situations control your emotions? Someone disrespects you and suddenly your whole mood changes. A small inconvenience happens and your entire day is ruined. Why? Because you are seeking balance from things that were never meant to give it to you. You are letting the outside world dictate your inner peace. That is like trying to stand steady on a ship during a storm. Impossible. You must understand this. No one, nothing outside of you will ever give you lasting peace. Not money, not love, not success. Because all these things can change in an instant. One moment you have them, the next moment they are gone. If your happiness depends on them, then your happiness will always be temporary. But if your peace comes from within, then no matter what happens outside, you will remain untouched. Think of a mountain. It does not move for the wind. It does not shake for the storm. It stands solid, grounded, unshaken. That is how you must be. You must become so deeply rooted in your own self-awareness, in your own strength, that no insult, no betrayal, no hardship can uproot you. People will try to provoke you. Life will throw unexpected challenges at you. But you must learn to master your reactions. Not every battle is worth fighting. Not every insult needs a response. Not every storm deserves your fear. When you learn to choose silence over reaction, when you learn to observe rather than engage, you become untouchable. Look at the most powerful people in history. Did they waste their energy reacting to every small problem? Did they allow petty opinions to disturb their inner world? No. Because they understood that energy is precious. They understood that true strength is not in fighting every battle. It is in knowing which battles are beneath them. A person who has mastered inner balance walks into a room and you can feel their presence. They do not need to prove themselves. They do not need to shout to be heard. Their peace speaks louder than words. They do not get easily offended because they know their worth. They do not get easily disturbed because they have trained their mind to remain still. How do you reach this level? You must practice stillness every day. Take a moment to sit in silence, to observe your thoughts without reacting to them. Watch how your mind jumps from one worry to another, from one frustration to the next. And instead of getting lost in these thoughts, just watch them like clouds passing in the sky. This is how you train your mind to stop reacting to every storm. You must also learn the power of detachment. Do not hold on too tightly to people, outcomes, or expectations. Love deeply, but do not depend on anything outside yourself for happiness. When you release the need for external validation, when you stop expecting life to go exactly as you planned, you will find peace. Understand this. Your true enemy is not the world outside, but the chaos inside your own mind. If you do not master it, you will always be a slave to external circumstances. But if you learn to control your thoughts, to remain calm in every situation, then nothing will ever have power over you. When someone insults you, let them. Their words do not define you. When things do not go your way, accept it. Resistance only creates suffering. When you feel overwhelmed, step back, breathe, and remind yourself, you are not the storm. You are the sky watching it. The storm will pass, but you will remain. People who have not found inner balance will call you cold, emotionless. They will say, why don't you react? Why don't you fight back? But let them talk. They do not understand the level of power you have reached. When you no longer react to petty things, when you no longer waste energy on meaningless battles, that is when you have truly won. Life will test you, people will push you, the world will try to shake you, but you must stand tall, unshaken, untouchable. You must be like the ocean, deep, powerful, and calm, no matter how many stones are thrown into you. You must be like fire, silent yet capable of burning down anything that tries to destroy you. You must be like the sky, vast, limitless, never disturbed by the passing clouds. No one can break you unless you give them permission. No situation can steal your peace unless you surrender it. The greatest power in this world is not in controlling others, but in mastering yourself. The moment you realize that your peace, your happiness, and your strength come from within, you become unstoppable. Most people react, they scream when insulted, they fight when challenged, they panic when things don't go their way. But the truly powerful ones, they observe, they smile, they walk away. Because they understand one thing, energy is priceless, and they will not waste it on things that do not deserve it. Silence is not weakness, it is strategy. Walking away is not losing, it is wisdom. Controlling your emotions is not suppression, it is mastery. The strongest people in this world are not the ones who fight every battle, but the ones who choose their battles wisely. When you stop reacting to every little thing, you gain control over everything. You will see people trying to provoke you and you will smile because you know their anger is their burden, not yours. You will watch people try to bring you down and you will rise even higher because their negativity is their prison, not yours. You will face setbacks, but you will keep moving forward because you understand that failure is only a detour, not a dead end. People will wonder how you remain so unshaken. They will call you mysterious. They will say you have changed. Let them. You are not here to explain your growth to those who refuse to grow. You are not here to prove your worth to those who cannot see it. You are here to become the best version of yourself, and that requires leaving behind anything and anyone that threatens your peace. Look at the legends, the game changers, the ones who rewrote history. They were never easily shaken. They did not waste time arguing with fools. They did not let the noise of the world distract them from their purpose. They moved with quiet confidence, with an unbreakable focus, with an energy so powerful that even their silence spoke louder than words. That is how you must be. Your life is your battlefield, and your mind is your weapon. Train it, discipline it, master it. Do not let temporary emotions create permanent damage. Do not let fleeting anger make lifelong mistakes. A lion does not turn every time a dog barks. A mountain does not bow down to the wind. And you are stronger than you think. You are greater than your struggles. You are above the petty games of this world. If they insult you, let them. Their actions define them, not you. The moment you realize that your value does not decrease based on someone's inability to see it, you will never be hurt again. The moment you stop seeking validation from the outside world, you will be free. And when they ask you why you don't react like before, why you don't entertain drama, why you don't waste energy on useless battles, smile and say, because I have mastered something you haven't.